Imagine that while you're asleep, God might be trying to tell you something important. It might sound strange, but the truth is, many of life's great mysteries and directions are revealed to us during the calmest moments, when we're dreaming. What if I told you that your dreams aren't just reflections of your day, but a direct form of divine communication? Maybe you've ignored some of them, or thought they were mere coincidence. But what if God has been trying to send you clear messages, guiding you toward something greater while you simply slept? Yes, sleep, that ordinary part of our day, can be the stage for divine revelations, and dreams, the messengers. In each of those dreams, there's a promise, a warning, or even a preparation for something to come. You may not have realized it, but God has been speaking to you every night, and now is the time to understand what He has to say. Want to discover how these dreams can change your life and guide you toward a greater purpose? Stay with us and you'll see that while you sleep, God is handing you the keys to unlock the future. Dreams have always been a mysterious and fascinating way God communicates with humanity. Among them, prophetic dreams stand out as a special form of divine revelation. When we sleep, our minds are open to receiving messages that could change the course of our lives. Such dreams aren't just random occurrences. They carry deep spiritual significance. Think about how many times you've dreamt of something and, upon waking, felt that it was more than just a simple, nighttime vision. Prophetic dreams come to guide us, showing us the path God has prepared. There are various types of prophetic dreams, each serving a different purpose. Some offer advice for important decisions, while others provide warnings about future events. Imagine having a dream where you're about to make a crucial decision, and suddenly a divine light guides you in the right direction. It's no wonder that throughout history, people like Joseph and Daniel were led by these dreams. They heard God's voice during decisive moments, and it completely transformed their lives. The beauty of prophetic dreams is that they not only reveal the future, but also provide comfort in times of doubt. During moments of tribulation, God may use this means to bring peace to a troubled heart. Can you imagine falling asleep in the middle of an emotional storm and, during the night, being wrapped in a sense of calm that comes directly from the Creator? It's in these moments that prophetic dreams bring answers and ease the burdens we carry in our hearts. Let's not forget that such dreams also have the power to correct our paths. Sometimes we're heading down a road that isn't aligned with God's will, and He gently shows us this through a dream. Perhaps, in your sleep, you see a road closing in front of you, or a door that was once open now locked. These are signs that God is sending, guiding us toward a life more aligned with His plans. That's why it's essential to pay attention to these signs while we sleep. But how can we tell if a dream is prophetic or just a reflection of our daily lives? The answer lies in the impact the dream leaves on us. When God speaks through a dream, you wake up with an unexplainable conviction, a deep certainty that it wasn't just a product of your mind. It could be a feeling of urgency or a comfort so profound that it's impossible to ignore. It's as if, during the night, God planted a seed in your soul. To correctly interpret these dreams, it's necessary to cultivate a life of intimacy with God. Reading Scripture, praying, and being sensitive to His voice during the day make it easier to recognize His messages at night. A practical example is keeping a dream journal by your bed. Whenever you have a dream that seems significant, write it down immediately. Over time, patterns may emerge, and you'll begin to discern when God is directing you through your dreams. Moreover, it's important to be surrounded by people who understand the power of prophetic dreams. A spiritual mentor can help decipher what God is trying to tell you. The Bible is full of examples of people seeking guidance after a dream, and in community, they found answers. If you have a dream that leaves you unsettled, don't hesitate to share it with someone you trust. Together, you can seek interpretation and discern God's will. Finally, never underestimate the importance of these dreams in your life. They may not happen every night, but when they do, they're like a divine touch, something to be treated with reverence. In His infinite wisdom, God chooses special moments to communicate in this way. And often these dreams come to completely change the course of your spiritual journey. Believe it, you may be sleeping, But what happens in the spiritual realm is just as real as anything we see when awake. As we reflect on the nature of these dreams, we begin to realize that they're not just an isolated experience. They open a door to something greater, something that transcends sleep and connects us with the divine. This leads us to another interesting point: dreams with angels, which are also a powerful form of celestial communication. Dreaming of angels is a truly sublime experience. The presence of these heavenly figures in our dreams is a clear indication that God is trying to communicate something important. Angels, often sent as divine messengers, can bring both direct comfort and warnings. When we sleep and are visited by angels, it can symbolize divine protection in times of difficulty or show us a safe path during uncertain times. Have you ever imagined how comforting it would be to wake up from such a dream, with the certainty that God sent a guardian to watch over you as you slept? The biblical examples of angels in dreams are vast and powerful. Remember Jacob, who saw angels ascending and descending a ladder that connected earth to heaven. That vision not only brought comfort, but also a promise of future, protection, and prosperity. Or Joseph, who was instructed by an angel to flee with Mary and the baby Jesus, saving their lives from Herod. These examples show that when we dream of angels, we are receiving more than just a simple image. We are being enveloped by the divine presence. However, angels don't only appear in times of crisis. They can come in dreams to remind us of the greater purpose God has for us. Perhaps you're facing a moment of doubt about your spiritual path, and then, during sleep, an angel appears to remind you that there's a greater plan at work. This type of dream can bring a deep sense of peace, a confidence that even when things seem uncertain, there's a divine hand guiding our steps. Sometimes the angels in our dreams don't speak directly. They may manifest symbolically, through signs or gestures that make us reflect on our lives and our choices. A simple look from an angel in your dream might be enough to understand that God is watching over you with love and care. Or maybe the angel is pointing in a direction, a path you need to follow. The message isn't always obvious at first glance, but as you meditate on the dream, clarity can emerge. Moreover, angels in dreams often protect us from imminent danger. You might dream of an angel leading you away from a dark place or guiding you on a safer path. These dreams show us that even when we are vulnerable, like when we sleep, God is still watching over us. If you have this kind of dream, consider it a reminder that your life is being watched over and that there's a purpose in every movement God makes toward you. One of the most intriguing aspects of dreams with angels is the feeling of safety they leave behind when we wake up. Upon opening your eyes, you might feel as if you're still under the protection of that celestial figure. This feeling isn't something to ignore. On the contrary, it's an opportunity to strengthen your faith and trust in God. You might, for example, start your day by thanking God for that protection and seeking to live more in line with the divine principles that angels represent. Now, if you frequently dream of angels, it could be a sign that God is calling you to a specific mission. Perhaps it's time to reflect on how you can be a tool of peace and guidance for others. Just as angels appear to guide us, you might be called to guide someone who's lost in their own spiritual journey. Being attentive to these signs can transform your life and the lives of those around you. Remember, dreams with angels aren't just about personal comfort. They also challenge us to be better, to be more aware of what God is asking of us. If you dreamed of an angel instructing you to do something, it might be time to act. It could be helping someone in need, making a difficult decision, or simply strengthening your faith. Every dream is an invitation to walk closer to God and His purposes. And as you meditate on the role of angels in your dreams, it prepares us to talk about another intriguing form of divine communication, hearing God's voice in your dreams. This leads us to understand how sometimes God speaks directly, without intermediaries, revealing His mysteries while we sleep. When we hear God's voice in our dreams, it's an indescribable experience. It's as if the Creator Himself chooses an intimate moment during our sleep to speak directly to us. It's not a typical voice like the ones we hear in our daily lives, but a voice full of authority and love. It may come as a clear instruction, an urgent warning, or even the comfort we've been longing for. Those who have experienced this know how it resonates within the soul, leaving a deep impression upon waking. One of the most well-known examples in the Bible is Samuel, who as a child heard God's voice calling him while he slept. At first he mistook it for the voice of Eli, his mentor, but later realized it was God himself speaking to him. This kind of experience reminds us that, even in our spiritual youth, God can call and instruct us directly. We don't need to be experts or theologians to hear God's voice in our dreams. We just need to be open and attentive to this communication. What makes this type of dream so special is the clarity with which the message comes. Unlike other dreams where images can be symbolic or unclear, hearing God's voice is direct and unmistakable. It might be an instruction that changes the course of an important decision, or even a call to a mission we never imagined. If you've ever heard God calling you in a dream, you know it's impossible to ignore that voice which continues to echo within you, even after you wake up. In many cases, God uses this form of communication to warn us. Maybe you're walking down a dangerous path, making choices that lead you away from your purpose. In that moment, God might speak to you directly while you sleep, showing you the need to change direction. Have you ever heard of someone waking up with the certainty that they needed to act differently, as if they received an urgent warning during the night? These are examples of how God protects us, even when we're unaware. Sometimes this voice doesn't come alone. It may be accompanied by a physical sensation of peace, comfort, or even urgency. Imagine waking up from a dream with your heart racing, knowing you need to do something immediately, or on the contrary, rising with a deep calm because God spoke to you in a way that dissolved all your doubts. God's voice in dreams is not just something we hear, it's something we feel in our spirit, something that transforms who we are and how we view the world around us. Hearing God in dreams can also be an invitation to deepen our relationship with Him. It might be a call to spend more time in prayer, reading the Bible, or simply being more attentive to His voice during the day. If you feel that God spoke to you in a dream, what can you do to strengthen that relationship? A great practice would be setting aside daily time to meditate on what He revealed, seeking to understand Him more deeply. Another fascinating aspect of these dreams is how they can bring answers to questions we didn't even know we were asking. Maybe you went to bed with confusion in your heart, unsure of which path to take. Then, during sleep, God's voice comes and everything becomes clear. Like counsel straight from heaven, that voice provides the guidance you were searching for. Many people have shared that they made significant life decisions after hearing God's voice in their dreams. If you haven't experienced this yet, don't worry. God speaks to each of us in different ways, and the important thing is to remain sensitive to His voice, whether it comes through a dream or during our daily lives. Continue seeking that intimacy with Him, and in due time He will reveal Himself to you in the clearest way possible. When that voice comes, you'll know. It's impossible not to recognize when God Himself chooses to speak directly to you. And as we reflect on the voice of God, we can prepare to explore another fascinating form of communication through dreams. Dreams involving animals, which often carry deep symbolic and spiritual meanings. Dreams involving animals carry deep symbolism and are often used by God to convey spiritual messages or important warnings. Each animal, with its unique characteristics, can represent something specific in the spiritual realm. For instance, dreaming of lions can symbolize both strength and imminent danger, depending on the context. Sheep, often seen as symbols of meekness and submission, may indicate a need for divine guidance. When we dream of animals, we are invited to reflect on how these creatures mirror aspects of our spiritual life and the decisions we make daily. Imagine dreaming of a fierce animal, like a snake or a wolf. In many cases, these animals can serve as a warning that something dark is lurking, a trap or dangerous situation ahead. It might be time to reassess your choices and protect yourself spiritually. Similarly, dreaming of a peaceful animal, such as a dove or a deer, could signal peace and that God is guiding your steps with tranquility. These dreams serve as reminders that even in times of conflict, serenity is available to those who seek refuge in God. Animals can also symbolize virtues or weaknesses that God wants us to see in ourselves. A lion, for example, may represent courage and leadership, but can also indicate arrogance or an excessive desire for control. If you dream of a white lion, perhaps it's time to reflect on your inner strength and how you're using it in your daily life. Are you being a compassionate leader or a domineering one? God might be calling you to adjust your approach, balancing power with calmer humility. Another powerful example is dreaming of sheep. In the Bible, we are often compared to sheep that need a shepherd to guide them. If you dream of sheep, it might be a call to seek more spiritual guidance so that you don't lose your way in life. Imagine waking up from such a dream and realizing it's time to strengthen your connection with God, allowing Him to lead you to greener pastures. This type of dream is a gentle but profound reminder that we are not alone on our spiritual journey. Additionally, dreaming of animals can bring to light the need to protect those around us. For example, a dream involving a dog might symbolize loyalty and protection. If you dream of a dog guarding your home, it could be a sign that God is placing spiritual guardians around you, shielding you from negative influences. It might also serve as a reminder that you need to be more protective of your family or those under your care. Animals in dreams can also appear as messengers of healing. Picture a dream where a bird, light and free, flies around you, bringing a sense of freedom and hope. This type of dream might indicate that God is releasing emotional or spiritual healing in your life. Just as birds soar high, God wants to lift you to a higher level, free from worries and burdens. It's an invitation to let go of heavy loads and allow the lightness of divine grace to surround you. On the other hand, some animals in dreams may challenge us to confront fears and insecurities. Dreaming of a bear, for instance, could symbolize the need to face something you've been avoiding. Perhaps God is showing you that, although the bear seems intimidating, you have the strength needed to overcome it. These dreams might initially seem frightening, but they are meant to remind us of the power we have through faith and divine protection. When you wake up from a dream involving animals, it's important to reflect on the context and the emotions the dream stirred. A dream of a horse running might symbolize freedom and strength, but it could also suggest that you're running away from something you need to face. Every detail of the dream, the species, the animal's behavior, the setting, can offer clues about what God is trying to reveal. By deciphering these symbols, you can align yourself more closely with His will for your life. As we explore the symbolism of animals in our dreams, we are led to consider other equally symbolic elements, such as dreams of rainbows, which carry messages of hope and divine promises for the future. Dreaming of a rainbow is like receiving a promise directly from the heart of God. This vibrant symbol doesn't appear by chance. It carries the assurance that even after the most intense storms, there will always be hope and renewal. Since the story of Noah, the rainbow has been a sign of God's covenant with humanity, reminding us that His promises are eternal and unchanging. When you dream of a rainbow, it's a sign that God is reaffirming something in your life, showing you that the storm may have passed, but the future is full of hope. These dreams often arise during moments of uncertainty, when your heart is anxious and seeking answers. If you see a rainbow in the sky while you sleep, it could be a divine sign that God is renewing His promises over your life. You might be going through a difficult period where everything seems dark and hopeless. Then, in the midst of your sleep, the rainbow appears, reminding you that God is faithful and will never abandon you. It's an invitation to trust that, even when challenges seem insurmountable, He has already prepared your path to victory. The rainbow in dreams can also represent the fulfillment of promises that God has already made in your life. Perhaps you received a word from God years ago, and over time, you began to doubt whether it would truly come to pass. The rainbow serves as a gentle reminder that God's promises have no expiration date. They may take time, but they never fail. Just as the rainbow appears after a storm, God will bring about the fulfillment of His promises at the right time, and your role is simply to trust and continue walking in faith. In some cases, The rainbow can also symbolize reconciliation. You might be experiencing a rift with a loved one or have had a falling out with a friend or family member. Dreaming of a rainbow in such moments is a sign that God is preparing the way for restoration in that relationship. Just as a rainbow forms when the sun and rain meet, God may be showing you that He is calling you to be a catalyst for reconciliation. It might be time to take the first step and initiate a conversation, bringing healing to this area of your life. There is also a message of inclusion in the rainbow. Just as it's made up of various colors, each unique and essential, God might be reminding you that everyone has their place in His plan. If you dream of a rainbow, it could be an Adar invitation to recognize the beauty of diversity around you, whether in your community, your church, or even in your own family. God wants us to understand that, just as the colors come together to create something beautiful, our differences can form something harmonious and full when viewed through the lens of faith. Dreams of rainbows can also point to a new beginning. Just as the rainbow appears after the rain, it tells us that after difficult seasons, God is bringing something new. You may have just come through a challenging phase full of trials and struggles. The rainbow in your dream comes as a confirmation that this time has ended and a new season full of blessings is about to begin. It's as if God is opening a new chapter in your life full of color and possibilities. Finally, the rainbow is a symbol of joy and celebration. When you see it in a dream, it could be that God is preparing you for moments of joy that are on the way. He is reminding you that even after periods of tears, joy will always come in the morning. Upon waking from a dream with a rainbow, feel encouraged to celebrate what God has already done and what He will still do in your life. It might be time to start thanking Him in advance for the blessings that are coming. And so, as we reflect on the beauty of the rainbow and what it represents in our dreams, we are led to explore another form of divine communication: dreams involving numbers, which also carry deep spiritual and symbolic meanings. Dreaming of numbers may seem simple at first glance, but in a spiritual context, they carry deep and specific meanings. Throughout the Bible, God often used numbers to convey messages and reveal His plans. When we see numbers in our dreams, it could be a sign that God is giving us instruction, reminding us of something important, or revealing what's to come. Each number has its own particular symbolism, and by paying attention to them, we can discern the divine messages hidden within the dream. For example, the number 7 is widely known as the number of perfection and completeness. One of the most famous dreams involving the number 7 is Pharaoh's dream, where he saw 7 fat cows and 7 lean cows. Joseph Dars interpreted this dream as a warning of 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine. This example shows that when we dream of numbers, God may be warning us about cycles or seasons that are about to begin in our lives. If you dream of the number 7, it may be a call to prepare spiritually for a time of fullness or to make adjustments in your life in preparation for what's coming. Other numbers also hold profound meanings. The number 3, for instance, is often associated with the Trinity and holiness. If you repeatedly dream of the number 3, it could mean that God is reaffirming His presence in your life or calling you to deepen your connection with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. This number can also represent a process of purification or preparation, as seen with Jesus, who rose on the 3rd day. Dreams with the number 3 might remind you that sometimes we go through periods of waiting and transformation before we achieve victory. The number 40 also holds great spiritual significance, frequently associated with periods of trial and growth. Jesus spent 40 days in the desert before beginning His ministry, and the Israelites wandered for 40 years before entering the Promised Land. If you dream of the number 40, it may be a sign that God is guiding you through a period of testing, but that this time is necessary to strengthen your faith and prepare you for the next phase of your spiritual journey. This number reminds us that even in the most challenging times, God is working in us, shaping us for something greater. It's important to remember that numbers in dreams aren't random. They are specific and carry targeted messages. If you dream of a particular number repeatedly, it may be time to pause and ask God what He's trying to tell you. Write down these dreams, reflect on the context in which the numbers appear, and seek discernment to understand what He is communicating. Dreaming of numbers can also be an invitation to dive deeper into the scriptures, where many of these meanings are encoded. A practical example of how numbers can appear in our dreams is in financial and professional matters. Perhaps you dream of a specific amount of money or a particular date. These numbers could be signs that God is guiding you in your finances, showing you a path to prosperity, or on the contrary, warning you of the need for wisdom and caution in your investments. In these cases, dreaming of numbers can be a way for God to lead you toward financial security or prepare you for a new business venture. Another application of dreams with numbers is in personal matters such as birthdays or important dates. If you dream of a number that reminds you of a significant event in your life, it could be that God is calling your attention to something that needs resolution or a promise He made at that time. Perhaps you've forgotten or neglected a commitment that God gave you in the past, and this number comes as a reminder that He hasn't forgotten, and it's time to return to the path laid out for you. Numbers can also challenge us to reflect more deeply on divine timing and order. Often, dreaming of numbers can be a sign that God is aligning events and preparing the way for something great to come. If you dream of a sequential number, like 1, 2, 3, it could be an indication that God is organizing something in your life, bringing order and purpose to what previously seemed chaotic. It's a reminder that He is in control of everything and that His promises will be fulfilled at the right time. As we explore the significance of numbers in our dreams, we are led to reflect on yet another form of divine communication through dreams. Mentor dreams, where spiritual figures of authority appear to guide and teach us valuable lessons. Dreaming of a mentor or preacher is an experience that goes beyond simply sleeping. It's like receiving a special visit from heaven. When we see spiritual authority figures in our dreams, God may be using these guides to deliver an essential message for our lives. These dreams serve as moments of learning and spiritual direction. You might be grappling with questions about your purpose or facing important decisions, and then a mentor appears in your dream, offering the wisdom and clarity you've been seeking. It's as if, while you sleep, you receive a personal lesson directly from God. In the Bible, there are many examples of figures appearing to provide guidance and lead others on their spiritual journey. One such example is the prophet Elijah, who mentored Elisha, preparing him for his mission. Similarly, when a spiritual mentor appears in your dream, it could be a sign that God is preparing you for something greater. You may need more counsel or someone to help you interpret what God is saying in your life, and the dream comes precisely to connect you with that guide. Additionally, dreaming of mentors can indicate that God is calling you to a deeper level of spiritual maturity. Imagine dreaming of a pastor or spiritual leader who is teaching you a specific lesson. This is a sign that you're ready to learn something new and grow in your faith journey. Just as a student learns from a teacher, God places us under the guidance of spiritual mentors, whether in the physical world or through dreams, to help us stay on the right path. These mentor dreams often carry lessons that we need to apply in our lives immediately. Perhaps the mentor in your dream gives you a clear instruction, such as dedicating more time to prayer or studying the scriptures. In this case, when you wake up, you might ask yourself, how can I put this teaching into practice? A practical step could be setting aside daily time to meditate on God's Word, seeking direction and wisdom. These dreams offer opportunities to align our lives with God's purpose, and the sooner we apply what we learn, the quicker we see the fruits of this spiritual growth. Another important aspect is that these mentors, when they appear in our dreams, might represent real people that God is bringing into our lives to guide us. You may be searching for a spiritual mentor in your life, someone to guide and help you discern God's voice. The dream might indicate that this person is coming into your life, or that you already know them, but haven't yet realized their importance in your journey. After having such a dream, reflect on who around you has been an instrument of God's teaching and guidance. In some cases, the mentor in the dream might not speak directly, but their presence alone brings a sense of security and direction. This shows us that sometimes God uses people in our lives not necessarily to tell us what to do, but to simply be by our side as we walk our path. The mere presence of a guide in your dream can fill you with the courage to face challenges and make decisions with more confidence. It's a reminder that even in the most uncertain situations, God is with us, accompanying us through His messengers. If you find yourself repeatedly dreaming of mentors or spiritual leaders, this could be a sign that God is calling you to become a mentor to others. Just as you receive guidance, God might be preparing you to guide others on their spiritual journey. Perhaps it's time to think about how you can share the knowledge and wisdom you've received, helping others grow in their faith. These dreams remind us that we're not on this journey alone, and that we play a vital role in helping others find their way. Finally, dreaming of a mentor may be an invitation to seek more counsel and be open to learning. Even if you've already walked a solid path of faith, there is always something new to learn. God is constantly molding us, and dreams are one of His ways of showing us that we never stop growing. Take advantage of these moments to seek wisdom, whether through prayer, study, or conversations with those God has placed in your life to guide you. As we reflect on the importance of mentor dreams, we can conclude this exploration of dreams with the understanding that God speaks to us in unique and powerful ways, even while we sleep. Now that you know how God might be speaking to you through your dreams, the big question is, are you paying attention? And more importantly, are you willing to act on these messages? Maybe it's time to start seeing your dreams as more than fleeting images, and instead as powerful guidance to transform your life. Have you ever thought about how your spiritual journey could change by applying what you've been receiving while you sleep? What dreams have you had recently? Could God be trying to show you something you haven't noticed yet? Use this knowledge and start seeking deeper answers. It's not time to ignore these messages. And if you want to keep learning more about how God communicates in surprising ways, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that could change your life.